Astro, so I'm going to be your therapist for today. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty okay.
Pretty okay?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good. How do you like the weather?
Weather's been, pretty nice here in Florida, other than a little bit of rain, some hurricanes.
Oh my gosh, the bipolar is what I would call it.
Yes.
Okay, well, welcome. I want you to say, okay, anything you just discuss with me. Um, and can you please tell me what brings you here today?
Yeah, so this isn't my first time in therapy. So I am familiar with this.
Okay.
I started there, it's really little,
Okay.
just kind of on around my life. And also I just got to a point, now where I can go back and work on some things.
Okay, what are some?
Yeah, so ultimately I have a not so great relationship with myself.
Okay. Okay. So, you said you started here at
I started at 7.
7. Okay, and explain to me why therapy or here. Just
So ultimately it was my parents' decision.
okay.
Um, my,
Parents, mom and dad, or
yeah, parents, well, dad and step.
okay.
Yeah, so I was in elementary school and my teachers could actually tell I was having adjustment issues.
Okay.
So they were stuff from there.
I also want you to know that I am taking little notes. So if I put my head down and like writing something, just know that I am. Okay. So for an elementary school, your teachers that something was just not into. They said okay. They reached out to your parents. Your parents thought why at 7 years old. But starting at 7 years old, can you talk about why they felt they needed therapy at 7?
Yeah, so I went through something traumatic.
Okay.
I actually lost my mom in a car
Okay.
accident.
Okay.
So ultimately that was like the driving force.
Okay, and at about what?
I would say 6 and a half.
Okay, so about 6 and a half, and then dad remarries. That has to have been maybe a couple of months later after he passed away.
Yes.
Okay.
He married his stepmom. They had known each other prior.
I see.
Yeah, because they actually went to high school.
Okay.
They were high
Okay.
school sweethearts.
Okay.
Didn't end up working out. My dad met my mom. That took off, and yeah, they happened with mom, and they rekindled and got married very quickly.
Okay. Do you have siblings?
I do have siblings.
Okay.
They're half siblings, just from my dad remarrying, so not siblings.
Oh, okay. So you child your biological father. Okay. So in half siblings, are they still? Were they in the home when you were about 7 years old?
Yeah, they were. They were significant. So they were my senior years of high school.
Okay.
They moved out.
Okay. So how was the dynamic between father, stepmother, little old you, and your high school step siblings? Talk to me about.
Yeah, so I wasn't very close with my siblings just because of the age difference.
Okay.
And I guess between my dad and my stepmom, they were pretty good. They just had like bickering spouses do. But yeah, I think the issue between me and my stepmom started early.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I had some resentment towards her because my married so long.
Okay. Okay.
And then some resentment towards my dad from
Great. I'm glad that you are in tune emotionally to realize that that's your father, which caused you to resent your stepmother. And so tell me, since you are well aware that you had that issue with stepmom, what are your goals for yourself? What do you coming here today, how can I help you meet these goals that you want to meet to maybe have a sit down with stepmom, let her know how you feel and dad. And then like so what type of goals do you have for yourself?
Yeah, Yeah, I think right now I just kind of stuck. I would love to move forward and like, end the relationship with stepmom, or at least try to. 'Cause I think, yeah, like growing up without a mom, I just wish that you had that figure. And it's like I do have that other figure, but at the same
Okay.
so I would like to get closer to her.
Okay. And for how old?
I'm
now?
25.
For 25, and stepmom how old?
She's like 62.
60. And this all took place when I was about 7 years old. So kind of have a lot of years to catch up.
Yeah, there's been a lot of time.
Yes. So, but I mean, there has been some time that's lost. Can't get that back. But again, we're trying to. So you said you feel like you're stuck.
Yeah.
Okay, so can we come up with some goals together?
Yeah.
Okay, so you shoot first, and then we'll establish some goals to assist with allowing to that stepmom.
Yeah.
Because I just want to make sure, is that something you want to do?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And
Okay.
definitely where I maturely, come to that situation, have a talk with her, and
Yeah, yeah, because 25, 62
yeah,
is pretty good,
Yeah.
and I think if that, it's a good age because you're still young. Are you married yet?
No.
See, you're not married as of yet, so then do get married and grandchildren comes about. You don't want to have that resentment towards her, and then you get married, have children, if that's a goal of yours,
yeah,
and then grandparents come in, but you haven't built that road, you haven't healed from those childhood experiences, and you haven't let your family know, your father, stepmom, but more so your father, know that, hey, this is what you did to me, this really, and I want to move forward, but can you take accountability that this kind of, and your father, he may not, he could be completely blind to
I
it.
think he is.
Sometimes you have to let people know that, hey, this is what you did to me.
Yeah.
Can you take accountability? And sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
And if they don't know that you did your part.
Right.
Right? Okay, so let's think of some goals. Let's think of, because this session is about we have some time, so let's establish some goals.
Yeah. So I think ultimately, because I am a women person, I would like to talk to her. Because I've been playing like conversations. So yeah, just like bringing up conversations and getting something out of her. But she's also a little avoidant, so it'd be cracking the shell.
Okay,
Sure.
I understand, but we have to understand that communication. And back to doing your part. Now, already established that there was the resentment with dad. Okay? So I do feel as if that you also have to have a conversation with dad too. So like when you think about your goals, I want you to having that conversation with father, and then also having that conversation with stepmother. And I believe the conversation with father had first. Have a conversation.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so our first goal, we're going to have the talk, but we're going to talk to your father first, and then we're going to start to talk to stepmother. Okay, now let's talk about a second goal. What do you think from there could be second?
So I think that if talking to them ends in a positive manner, then I would love to start, like hanging out with, doing things.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And because when you were younger, 6, 7 years old, well, more like 7, you were forced to have dates together. Yeah. You were forced to do these things. So now that have that conversation with dad, have the conversation with stepmom, then you can say that and everything goes well.
Right.
Let's hope that everything goes well. Yeah. So when I meet with you again, you let me know that, hey, I've done 1, 2, 3 possibly, and how it went, right. And then we will determine what needs to to be done moving. So if you do step one, talk to father, stepmother, get a positive outcome, then start to say, hey, I want to include you in my life. So do you live on your own? You still live with them?
Yeah, and so I live with a roommate.
You live with a roommate.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I live like 5 minutes away from my
Oh,
parents'
that's
house.
perfect. I'm all for family. Family is people have to understand that family is the it's the first how would I say this? Family is the first thing you would have to learn how you're going to be how you're going to build a relationship with friends.
Yeah, like how you're
So family is yeah. So how you are with mom, how you are with dad, can be how you are going to be with people in a family. If you didn't have that good rapport with mom and dad, them being the authority figure out there in the real world, like you may not respect people's authority because you just never had it at home. Yeah. So family is the basis to all different type of relationships. So the fact that you live on your own, that's great because then you kind of don't have to see mom and dad, mom's father and stepmother all the time.
Yeah.
So would it give you some time to process on your own? So you do step one, then you do step two, you're going to start hanging out, saying, hey, come over my place for dinner, you know, or I come over your place for dinner. So that's two. Let's see, can we now create a step three?
Yeah, I guess step three for me really would be to just continue to implement that, but like in a deeper way, like maybe go on trips or, you know, have them around.
Travel.
Yeah.
Travel.
Yeah, have them around like big moments because they also didn't come to my college graduation. Things were so rocky.
And this was rocky between your father and stepmom or both?
Mainly my stepmom because of the friction between us. They did.
I understand. And how did that make you feel?
Pretty crappy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, my friends were there. I think my best friends were there. So I had a good support system. Just like people want to see their parents there.
Okay. And so those are all the things that you have to bring back to step one, the conversation.
Yeah.
So you have to let them know, hey, this is how I felt as a child.
Yeah.
This is how I felt when I missed a big event when I graduated. And you guys weren't there.
Yeah.
Because sometimes what happens is your parents think that missing those milestones sometimes, hey, she doesn't want to talk to me right now. Mm-hmm. She's mad at me, so she doesn't even care if I'm there. Yeah. But you have to let them know, I care. Yeah. I care. It mattered. When I did undergrad, the women of my family, mom, grandmother, cousins, sisters, all the women showed up, but my brother didn't come. My father didn't. My father, of course, he said he had to work and he had his issues why he didn't want to get on the plane and so forth and so forth. So I want you to just let them know that, hey, like for me, like I wanted my dad there. I wanted to see my brother. But now I just have pictures of every woman in my family that showed up. So like just having those conversations and letting them know that, hey, it mattered.
Yeah.
So we're going to wrap this up. Okay, so have your goals. Remember, can you repeat those goals back to me? The first one. Have a conversation. Goal 2
is to do little events with them, like dinner or something.
Okay, and 3?
Bigger events like travel or go and do like big things.
Okay, so that's where we're going to leave it here. And when we come back the next time, you're going to let me know, because this is your homework. Yeah. You're going to let me know how did those go from 1 to. Okay? Yeah. Pleasure.
Thank you so
much.
All right.